The member for Bowman.
Thank you, Speaker. Question to the Minister for Justice and the Minister assisting the Prime Minister for counter-terrorism. Will the Minister update the House on the work of the Trade Union Joint Police Task Force? Minister, what are the threats to the success of the task force?
The Minister for Justice has the call. The member for Sydney will want to be in here for the NPI, I'm presuming.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and can I thank the member for that question. Now, the Royal Commission into Trade Union Governance found one thing very clearly after its 21-month investigation, and that is that there is widespread lawlessness amongst some in the union movement. And the new Secretary of the ACTU, Sally McManus, confirmed that on her first day in the job, when she said that it was all right for unionists to break laws that they didn't agree with. Now, when that happened, the member for Moreton and the member for Batman took to Twitter to claim that that made her a cross between Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. Now, this government is not prepared to stand by and watch law-breaking from any section of Australian society. And you need to look no further than the Secretary of the CFMEU in Victoria, John Setka. He heads up the CFMEU, the bikie wing of the union movement, Victoria's State Secretary of the CFMEU, who's been charged and convicted in relation to 40 separate charges, 5 times for assault, 7 times for willful trespass, 5 times for resisting arrest, and 5 times for assaulting police. And where did we last see John Setka? Where did we last see him? In 2016 at Bill Shorten's election night party.
The Minister will resume his seat. I said many times, ministers, all members need to refer to members by their correct titles, and I warn the Minister.
I'll rephrase, Mr Speaker. We last saw John Setka, the head of the CFMEU in Victoria, at the leader of the opposition's election night party in 2016. What an endorsement of this sort of behaviour, where someone who punches on with police is invited to come and celebrate after the 2016 election. Now, we won't stand for law-breaking in the Liberal Party. We won't stand for it. And we've established joint task forces with the Australian Federal Police and their state police counterparts to investigate and prosecute union law-breaking. And to do so, we investigated $21 million so they can do their job. But I've been advised just recently by the Queensland Labor Government that they're going to withdraw Queensland Police from that task force. They apparently think there's no union law breaking in Queensland, which is interesting because the CFMEU has a branch in Queensland, and the former president of the CFMEU was one who has been charged for allegedly colluding to organise construction on his home, making a personal gain in excess of $400,000. So the Queensland Labor Government withdraws Queensland Police resources from this joint task force, going after union corruption. Well, clearly this task force's success is one of the reasons why they've decided to withdraw police resources. Now, the Leader of the Opposition wants to run the country like he ran the union, and that means a wink and a nod to corruption, turning a blind eye to people who have a rap sheet as long as John Setka, and doing nothing about union corruption in any state of Australia.
The Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I ask that further questions be placed in the notice paper.